Good morning. All right, let's grind. Bing, bing. I'm going to try something else here. Nah, no, we're going to try that. So I'm going to try a glass bottle. I'm like, I'll try that on something else later. There. Anyway, happy Sunday. Boy, a little asthmatic this morning, I guess. Happy Sunday to everybody. Just grinding away at the new wrist piece that I put in. Hey, Dwayne, good morning. Got a full night's sleep. Whew, that counts for a lot. That does count for a lot. Good for you. Good for you. Oh, man. Hopefully you'll have an opportunity to continue that rest through the day. I miss doing this. This is where my heart always lies, in being able to redo things in such a way that just improves a model. How about you? I didn't get as much rest as you probably did, but not so bad. I went to bed. Probably got about 5 hours of sleep. We got back from a baseball game last night, which was pretty freaking awesome. Last two baseball games I've seen. One was in Houston at the Houston Astros. And last night was a minor league game, AAA minor league in here in town. And they were awesome. So did that last night. Hung out and went to dinner with some friends. Did a long. Actually, take it back. We did a long lunch. We shall see. Yeah, did a lunch sort of for my daughter's graduation. It was good. So we had dinner out. Just graduation celebrations all weekend long, basically. That's what we're doing. Got home last night, continued on with some laundry, and started falling asleep. Part for the course. was my evening. That ball game was great. Hey, Nick. Good morning. That's awesome. It feels bittersweet to be at the moment. I assume. Oh yeah, it does. It's interesting because especially we went to a restaurant downtown Worcester, and there were other graduation celebrations going on because we saw a couple people in their local schools robes and everything. So yeah, I'm sure for a lot of these folks, you excuse me, going through the whole, hey, we're so excited for you, we're celebrating you, and at the same time, it's like you're lamenting for what's no longer going to be there. At the same time, it is about the celebration, and yeah, it was good. It's also been a great weekend because we've had, it's funny, I keep calling them family friends, but they feel more like family up here this weekend too. My daughter's godparents have been up, and they're from Houston, and they're some of the nicest people I've ever known. They're great, very supportive. They've got two sons who have always been they're just nice people. It's interesting. It's funny when I shouldn't say funny, but when you meet people who are just absolutely just awesome. Awesome. The entire family, just awesome. We'll do anything for you. Just show you, just whatever, just show you straight up love. Across the entire family. Today we'll be heading down to Connecticut to drop them off. They're going to see her brother-in-law. So we'll be dropping them off so they can take their ferry to where they're going. And I guess my wife and I are going to have a little bit of a dinner date out somewhere. My childhood friend is an only child. We just call him Ada's uncle. His daughter is her cousin. Family is what you make it. Exactly. I agree. In so many ways, I feel, Dwayne, the 100%. Because I've got family that I don't see, talk to, that kind of thing. And I'm sure, I could be just as much guilty for some of that as anything. But it's just been very hard to connect. For whatever reason. But I do think that you're right. I think family is quite often what you make it, the people you encircle yourself with. If you don't mind me asking, I believe it's in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Then they're heading over to, I believe, over to Long Island. I'm just a chauffeur. To be honest, I'm just a chauffeur. Hey, Julius. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Pull this back a little bit. Let's see if this goes. I think I've done exactly what I need to do here with getting this wrist kind of at the right angle. But it might be a bit more than this thing likes. Oh, you grew up in Fairfield. That's right. Yeah, so very close to that area, right? Port Jeff Ferry. Yeah, is that what it is? The Jefferson Ferry. I think that's what it is. Jefferson. I think that's what they said we're going down to. Let me think a bit on a good recommendation. Please, Ray. Yeah, next door. I spent 5 years of my career as a manufacturer's rep covering that area, so became very familiar with it. Okay, so real quickly, that's what we now got. That gap has now been filled. I'm good. Hey, Nate. Excuse me, guys. I actually popped a Claritin this morning too, and I know it doesn't. It's not instant relief, but I'm hoping it does its thing shortly. Wait, what's going on, Julius? How are you? That looks way better now. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit more. I think I'm gonna have to get pretty darn close. Probably saying before you popped in, Nick. This is where I always feel happiest. This is my, and I'm sure you know this. You've been following me for a while. This is my happy place. When it comes to scale modeling, this is where I'm always happiest. When I'm doing some kind of repair or construction or something. I'm not always great at it or perfect at it or anything, but I just enjoy it. Okay. Do you get those pictures I texted you? Just want to make sure. I don't remember seeing the text, but I will definitely take a look for it after the live stream. And I did get a couple things from people. Yesterday was like was a very long, busy day, but I will definitely be looking at that. Oops. What? Let's see, my friends. Yeah, this is correct. Just like that. I will be taking a look for those afterward, Julius. Thank you. And I'll follow up with you guys later today. Hey, Richie, good morning. All right. My friends, I apologize. Definitely feel like I got a frog in the throat today. Hey, Joe, good morning. Okay. That's looking good from that side. That's looking good from this side. What's up, Ray? Went to a strawberry festival yesterday. Got banana rum cake. Good way to disguise. Oh, yeah. Rum cake, of course. Okay. I like the new camera view. Do you like this? I'm getting used to it. Let's put it that way. For the most part, yeah, pretty happy with it as well. Okay. The one thing that I'm having as an issue here with doing this thing is it's pushing the stock further forward, and therefore this ability to have it kind of clip in where I was hoping it would clip in is not happening. So let's see if we can figure this out a little bit. An old Jamaican lady was heavy-handed on the post-bake rum. Nice. Went to a strawberry festival and got bananas. That's what I do. When I go to a strawberry festival, I get bananas too. All right. I think we're going to hollow it down. Before we do that, Anyway, how's everybody else's Saturday? How's everybody's weekend been? I could. That's the other thing I could do. I could literally break that entire pin right off, and actually, I might end up doing that too. Sorry, break that pin off that supports the wrist. Good morning, Light. What's going on? Today is Sunday. Yes, it is. I got some pastries with pears, apricots. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend. Time to go to sleep. All right, Julius. Take care, brother. I'll be back in touch later this day. But always good to see you, my friend. Thank you for popping in. We split the tiniest strawberry shortcake for $10 I've ever seen. As long as it was tasty. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna, I think, rip that. Yeah, I think we're gonna rip that off. Let's make a new one. I got to see my brother from Arizona. He came by in his minivan home. Really cool that he did the van, but he and the wife and the kids cross country in the van. That's nice. Not much. Just need to do some housework. It's getting uncomfortably hot these days. It is indeed. Picked up a new air conditioner a couple days ago to try to help out here. Light, whereabouts you located, if you don't mind me asking, and if you don't feel comfortable, you don't need to do so. It was mediocre at best. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Ray. But that's nice that you were also doing a little bit of cleanup work. Yeah, Joe, it's a lot of cross country vanning on. This is a minivan home. Interesting. All right. Say good night, Gracie. Hope to move from where I'm living. Yeah. Well, I hope that works for you as well. You know, if you're not 100% comfortable where you are, and you have the ability, move on. 2.54 and 2.5. Close enough. Thank you. Of course. Of course. I know it's not always easy for people to do so, but one can always hope that you can migrate to someplace better. One can always hope. It's interesting. We've talked quite often about moving. Though I think we are very happy where we love this area. We love this area quite a bit. But if a job change happens, we would certainly take advantage of it. Let's see. I can't move. The city has a hold on me. I don't know, Richie. Weren't you the one who was talking about moving down to Houston? God made the earth so it's all for him. Even traveling can be worship. Oh, 100. I totally agree with that. I completely agree with that. All right. Make sure it'll actually fit in there. Which it does. Be tight, but it'll fit. I need to bore it out just a bit because it's coming in at an angle. When you do some cleanup and suddenly it's like, what's the shit that you had over here? You know what? Like that. Put that there. Let's see. I know where there's a house for sale in Wyndham. If Wyndham was where I'd want to be, I would look into it. I don't know. I don't really think that far ahead in terms of what the next potential place might be. Have to find a car. Have to buy a car, but finding work is impossible. Oh yeah, and that is going to be the hard part, right? So those labels don't actually tell you what it's in the drawers. They do, but black on dark blue is not always easiest to write down. And it's not like I have a place that says all. So labels help, but they're generalizations. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's in there pretty okay. Need to drop it. In fact, I think we're going to do some of that. This is where physics comes in, and George is not good at physics. I'm going to winging it. There we go. It's a little better. Very loose, and that's okay because ultimately that I don't really care about that. Yeah, perfect. Great. Okay. Perfect. I could do this in such a way that I permanently glue this hand in place. I may end up doing that now. I was actually thinking about painting the hand separately, but I guess it's not necessary here. I could just glue the hand right permanently in place. In fact, at which point do I even need a peg? No. Does everyone else see this stream horizontal? Yes, I am no longer on a tablet. I am now working on my laptop. So everything is now. Talking about they're Atlanta, but I see the houses they too big or too slow. The houses are too big or too slow. Ooh, winging it is physical. It's physics by instinct. Yes, exactly. Physics by instinct. Now, if I do that, I just want to make sure that I'm not going to F up this positioning that I want. Yeah, it's still pretty effed up. I see why. That's going to force it down. Engineering flowchart moves. WD4 doesn't work with duct tape. Yeah, kind of like. Excuse me. I mean, so like they are difficult to work with market liquidity for being big projects to renovate rather than modern fancy. Yeah, could be. Could be. Got family down in actually the family we're just talking about down in Atlanta. I got Amazon packages. Yay. Nice. Nice. What was in those packages? Fun stuff. Okay. I see what I did. I see what I did. I did all wrong. That's okay. I've been known to do wrong before. That's where a little bit of dyslexia or lack of engineering prowess comes in. Since you get up early every day, do you find you still need an alarm? Yes. Yeah, because I also unfortunately tend to go to bed relatively late, so it does help. I usually just snooze for a while too. Ordered a bunch of supplies I needed for the right price. Nice. It's a bummer you don't have like a hobby shop nearby. Bummer. Okay. I'll show you my mistake in just a second. And though I did right, I did it in the wrong direction. Hey, Mason. What's going on, brother? Good morning. Let's get some tubing. In fact, now that I've broken that piece off, I go to thick wall. Let's go to word, Mason. So the mistake I made was I had the bend go the wrong way. It shouldn't be going this way. It should be going this way. So no problem. Alarms are great for anything you can forget. I keep an alarm about doing taxes that rang every so often until I can put it nice. Yeah, my older daughter, she's got like 6 or 7 alarms in the morning. One for obviously for waking up, all the way through. You got to get in the car now so you can get to work on time. It's funny. But hey, whatever methodology works for you. We'll leave that there. And let's hack that off, shall we? The shop is Lunar, and I'd rather get my stuff from Amazon. I have to warehouse by me, and they always have hobby stuff, so I luck out. Nice. I wish we still had a spare time type shop nearby. And the reason being that they had just about every supply I could want. Now, as you guys know, I mean, I bought a lot of stuff online. And most of the stuff is just stuff that you just can't buy here very easily in the States. But things like AK paints, I miss having spare time nearby because that's where I get those paints from. Losing spare time shop was tough. They had everything. Yeah. And in terms of supplies, like paints, it's like if I needed any paint, man. And there's nobody in the area that has something like that. There we go. Almost there. Love AK. Yeah. I think their weathering supplies, their paints, all of their paints. I love their real color paints. I would probably say their real color paints, lacquers are my go-to, even more so than Mr. Color. And don't get me wrong, it's not because I think that they are a better paint. It's just they seem to just have they work maybe a bit better, maybe arguably, but it just seems like they have the kind of colors I normally it's like I don't know, I got like 10 of their grays. It's like one of those grays is going to work for what I need. Missed you on Friday. Yeah, I missed you guys too. How was the meeting? Probably ran more smoothly. I missed you guys too. Hey, Tom, good morning. It is weird. I don't tend to typically miss a lot of those meetings. So when I miss them, it's like I feel a little out of sorts. Taking you guys with me to the store. Need the coffee. Good luck, Joe. We'll be here. Good stuff. And we ended 30 minutes early. That's not good. Ended 30 minutes early. Oof. Okay. Now let's see what happens when I flip this thing. I'm gonna glue this part in and see if it actually does A-okay. Official business, we still hung out the whole usual time. Are you saying I need to speed things up? And earlier? What to do today? What to do? What are you gonna do, Richie? Hasn't been super packed, but it has been, yeah. Okay. Let's glue. And because I've been known to repeat my error, let's flip it. Make sure I don't this time. Okay, making sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, I wasn't super packed. Yeah, I think I heard rumor that it was still pretty busy. But hey, best of times. I tried Heathweed soda last night. Really tasty root beer. Nice. Is this like a local root beer? I don't know, maybe work on something or do some graphics. Who knows? I was gaming most of the day yesterday. Yeah, nice. I'll tell you, that baseball game we went to yesterday, first of all, to actually, we sat just literally along the third, right between third base, along the third base line, closer to home plate. Nice up close and personal view, which is great. But to see a turnaround, so we had the team itself start with, don't know where I put it. I've been trying to find two of my hard drives that had my data. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah. Started my Cerulean project build for this year while there. Get our Dragon HG. Nice. I got to start my my theme build project very soon. I got to start that in July. Haven't yet decided what it's going to be. I think I know what it's going to be. But the game that they started by our team, the Woo Sox, was down by they like first inning. It's like four. They had the other team had scored 4 runs, and it's like, oh, this could not go very well. And as they progressed, they started getting better and better. The Woo Sox, and what was it in the 7th inning? One of the guys was about to go make it up to the majors. I think he's being called up to the majors. Grand slam. It's like, wow. It's perfect timing. What I get for putting off getting it organized for 3 years. Yep. I'm very meticulous. I'm actually going through all my drives right now. I've got 23 of them right now. I'm actually filtering through. Grand Slam makes me want Denny's. Nice. I'm nowhere near ready for my theme. It'll start. I picked it out least. If I feel too rushed, gotta drag him. Yep. I'd rather watch baseball on TV. What size are those 23 drives? They range anywhere from 3 to 8 terabyte. Oh, I would rather watch it live. See, I'm not a big fan of watching baseball on TV. Watching it live, oh yeah, much more enjoyable. And here's the thing: I'm not a big sports guy. You guys know that. You know, it's just not my thing per se. But watching that game, yeah, it was pretty fabulous. In the same color, but is female? Damn, 8 terabyte. That's what I have. I've now started moving up to. I got 24 and 18 terabyte drives as well. Which is what my server is mostly consisting of. Okay, this. Yeah, see, now there we go. So now that we've gotten this angle correct, now if we take a look here, that's kind of what I'm going for. That's a little better. So if I do that, though, I may need to put that peg back in place. I'm going to drop this down a bit. Hey, Seb. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Football, I watch. Yeah, football, I can't do football. It's like the one sport. Baseball, basketball, hockey, not a problem. Football, it's actually one of the 3 things I don't want to do in my life. I absolutely don't want to do. I will never go to a football game. What kind of data do you have? Maybe probably a lot of Blu-rays. Tom, I've been collecting movies for forever and ever. I have bought a lot of movies over the years. I'm doing fine, and you? I am doing very, very well. Thank you for asking, Seb. It's it's a nice, quiet Sunday morning so far, so I can't be complaining too loudly now, can I? All right. Once this dries a little bit, I might just tweak it a bit. I am going to put a peg in here because I think we are going to glue this thing in afterward. But let's take a look at this. Whoops. No, that's tubing. Don't want tubing. Don't need tubing. You're not a Patriots fan? No. I'm as much a Patriots fan as I don't know, because they're a local team, but that's about it. Other than that, couldn't tell you. In fact, what's also interesting, my wife last night was asking like a lot of questions about baseball, since she knows very little about baseball. I do the same thing about football. What's a linebacker? I couldn't tell you. More importantly, what's a linebacker and do I care? No. I actually do my cerulean this year. I put too much pressure on myself last year. Are you going to do a cerulean, or are you going to take a break from it? Patriots, boo. Boo or not, like I said, I will say this. Having worked for a number of former Patriots, sure. Thank you very much, cash, check, or charge. I appreciate your support, and I love you very much for having the money to be able to buy stuff from me. That's good. Yeah, last year was hard. I switched builds twice. Yeah. That sounds like a great choice, Miss. Yep. I'm a Giants Bills fan. Well, somebody has to be. Red Sox, boo. I suppose. Red Sox did pretty well last night, from what I gather, given that they probably got clobbered the night before. This will be my first year on the project. Cerulean is blue this year. Is it blue? 2, 4. This, oh, it's the assorted one. I don't want that one. Don't want 3.2, 2.5. Celtics, boo. Okay. Go for it. Now I've only got one. We got 2 more left. Let's see if you give me a boo for those 2. You can pick any color from the previous years this year. Oh, really? So do you have to have done a color from these last, you have to have done something? Or, I mean, that kind of opens it up. So let's say they've done 4 or 5 colors. So if you've never done it, you can choose any of those 4 or 5 colors and be able to do it. This year, use any color from last 4 years, red, blue, purple, green. Interesting. Hockey, meh, don't care for it. Tom, you and I are so on polar opposites. Hockey's like, I love hockey. It's actually, right now, it's probably moving up. And I don't like cold sports, but boy, I love watching hockey. And you, Tom, are a loser. Sports loser. Anyone can join. Okay. That's right, Jordan. Anyway, okay, it's kind of cool. Yankees and Mets are on fire. I hate the Mets, but live in Queens. Go figure. Thought I saw something that it was blue. That's cool that it's any color this year. I like playing it. Don't really follow the game. You like playing hockey, but you don't like. Yeah, I enjoy following the game. I don't like any of these. Personally, I don't like playing any of these sports. It's never been my thing. I had to take it back for a while. Watching them, sure. But even then, I don't go out of my way to watch these sports. So, like I said, hockey's probably been growing on me a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do. All right, we're going to bore in a hole and bury this rod in there, which should theoretically allow this thing to kind of sit exactly where I want it to. Hockey, Rangers, Sabres, Salty Rolla. Gavin, guy running, it's expatriating. What's the last one? Soccer. The real football. The revolution, man. Hold it a second. Maybe because someone chose blue and posted their plan. So I think he did this to help simplify things and keep them running. Bingo. Devin, not Gavin. Yeah, what this page? Maybe I was just going too fast. Nothing to say about soccer. Weird. Guys, quick question for you. The guy about the Cerulean project. FIFA coming to the States next year. Or maybe not. Sure, we'll have the games here. Except the people playing them, they can't come on. So I know that I don't follow a lot of the stuff that's going on in the. I take it back. I don't follow a lot of that's going on in the scale modeling community. Especially when these crazy ass controversies start. There was some shit that went down last year, if I'm correct, regarding the Cerulean project. I didn't follow it. I don't care to ask. I generally don't care. I think the cause is good, and that's all that matters. But it sounds like what has Devin stepped away? So I'm off all names. Yeah, don't have to worry about it. World Cup may get sticky if it comes to the States. I think it may not just get sticky. I think it will get sticky. It's funny. Baseball is the only one I really care for as a Mets fan. Hey, Mike, good morning. What's going on, brother? As long as the supporters of soccer in the U.S. don't become like those in France, you have nothing to worry about. Well, I know that, European fans, particularly British fans, and I guess it sounds like French fans tend to get a little bit nutty about this sport. I'm totally, I shouldn't say totally okay with it. I understand where that is. Unfortunately, right now, it sounds like, given the politics in this country, we're not sure the players are going to be allowed in. Now he has stepped away, just making it easier for him this year while he moves to Spain. Got it. Football, I'm a 49ers, Jets fan, and basketball, I'm a Bulls fan. All over the map. I love it. That happens with international play. Yep. Next year we'll be back to normal. Nice. Okay, so Devin's moving permanently to Spain? Good for him. All right. Let's get my drill bits out. Issue that was happening was and inclusion hypocrisy didn't really follow it through, just saw it. Yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. All right, let's bore. Notice how excited I suddenly get when it's coming to ripping stick. I love ripping in this plastic. Best thing ever. All right, let's take a look at this again to see if I get this angle correct. Yep. So I can't believe I locked it up. Hey, what is new? We stepped away with CP after that happened. We are so cool with them. It's not all close to the truth. This is from someone on the project. That's what I read, so I'm not saying it's true. Hey, I've had the pleasure of talking to Devin. I have a world of respect for not only what he's trying to do, but also for him as a builder. Almost awake. Peter, stay asleep. I'll lull you to sleep. How's that, brother? Naughty. That from the truth recently. The PSG won the European Cup to celebrate that the sport became some sort of riot in Paris, breaking into stores, stealing cup. See, stuff like that, I never understand. I never understand that stuff. Why? Hey, my team won, my team lost. I'm going to get violent. Okay. You know, I got to go back to my roots a little bit here. You know, what was it? One of the reasons why I think Dead Kennedys decided it's like this whole punk culture is stupid was because just because you decide to beat up on cops or break shit doesn't necessarily mean you're punk. Doesn't necessarily mean you have I don't know, you have any sensibility. Let's see. Hey, Mike. Hey, Peter. He has an ice cream deficiency. Excuse the misnomers. Okay. Good morning. Is a World Cup playing in the States this year? No, it's next year. Yeah. It'll be entertaining. Anyway, I have a world of respect for Devin. I think he's a terrific person, and I hope whatever controversy came from it, it isn't completely deletory to the Cerulean project. One of these days, I want to participate. It's just got to get a project aligned with what I'm building, the way I'm building. Yeah, they would have begun already. Yep. All right. Always got to be checking my work. I got to tell you, there's a hint of dyslexia and stuff like that. I gotta triple check my work. If there's one thing that this hobby has taught me, it's whenever you think you're doing okay, just triple check. Do it again, check again. You know, as you noticed earlier, I fucked up because of the way I was carving, thinking, oh, it's gonna look right this way. Well, no. So it's what pre-qualifier is happening. Because there's a schedule for it, and one of the days is at the Meadowlands. Well, this year it's very open. I'm happy about that. Yeah, and I'm not criticizing, and please understand, Mason. I hope you understand. I'm not criticizing. I pretty much like what he's doing. Doing Sharzaku right now, which would fit, and I might, if I can get this thing done in time. This is going to be part of a larger scale, project, but maybe I will. That's actually not a bad idea. We shall see. We shall see. Is the FIFA Club World Cup? Is in the World Cup? Same here. I don't understand those reactions. They're crazy. And the worst is that their ruling will be on the soft side. Justice is too lax, too gentle. Really? Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's qualifying matches right now. And if there's somebody here who would know, it is our friend Ken. Actual world hasn't started yet. I'm going the wrong way for a second. It's funny. You think 0.5 millimeter of material movement would be fine, but no. There we go. Now we're going to bore in this way. There we go. Man, I'm going to say it again. Ripping into plastic, like the best thing ever. The actual water closet hasn't started yet? Really? Your plumbing isn't working? What? It's Ken from CT. That's right. From Massachusetts, Springfield. His intersection is in a Spanish-speaking part of Springfield. From CT, don't put that on him. That's right. That's right. Only Ray is from CT. Take it back. So is Mike. And Dwayne is formerly from CT. That's right. Exactly. Here he goes by Swim Dad. Yeah, no qualifiers is happening. All right. One of the things I've never appreciated by Evergreen, and I love their products. I do. I think their tolerances are generally not 100% spot on. Generally not. That's Mason. It's me. It's Ken. Swim throws you off. Oh shit! Hey, you Ken. Well, shit. I feel like the gang's all here. See, I trust that Godhand got their dimensions right on their bits. I don't trust that Evergreen got theirs right. What up, Mason? How did I push? How did I push at 209? Oh, Dick's found a place. Yeah, he mentioned Richie. He was on yesterday, and he mentioned that. I'm very happy for Clint. I know it's been a 3 months of uncertainty. God damn, not good. Kenji? Yesterday morning, I'm finally joining you from my bench, doing some painting this morning. Nice, Mike. Hope you're having a fantastic day, my friend. Fantastic. How are things going, Mike? Kenji is from NJ. Ken H. Evergreen tolerances are a bit loose. Fast and loose would be my guess. Yes. But it's so readily available. It's like, I trust me, I love Waves products. I really do. But it doesn't make sense unless I'm placing an order for some stuff from Japan that I would throw that stuff on. Except for some of their tubing. Confusing people. I thought it was Mike from CT. Mike is from CT. Yeah, everybody's getting confused. We could all introduce ourselves if we want. I'm George. I'm from Massachusetts, otherwise known as, yes, George the Masshole. I'm just Ken. I think I'm making confusing. Yeah, a meeting with the boys Friday about next. He told us both. Yeah, nice. Street corner Ken. That's intersection Ken. Street corners are different, Nick. Very different. Just really 10 pounds of wave next time. I could. Who's on first? It's 4 conversations going on here at any given time. I know. Trust me, you want to stay on top of things and keep your mind mentally sharp? This is how you do it. And I fail miserably at most of the times, but I hope it's rum cake. Nice. All right, let's get this thing glued into place. Making sure I got the angle of the dangle right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right on through. Can't go too far because I got to let the gun slide through. Right there. That or some communion wine. Going well. Have work with today. Big car show at the school across the street, along with the best barbecue I've ever had. Best barbecue, Brooks Barbecue. Hoping for. This is Mike from MA, New York. Now you're confused. I'm not confused. I know who you are, Mike. Got some passes from Long Island too. It's good. We're tainted by Harbor Freight. Nice. Mike, you got a car show, you said? That's pretty groovy. What's wrong with Harbor Freight? Nothing's wrong with Harbor Freight. Okay. Harbor Freight makes pastries now? I don't know. Would you buy a pastry from Harbor Freight? They don't have any on Strong Island. At least not ones close enough to him. All right, got that. Let's put this rod away. I like at least one. There's got to be one on there somewhere. I mean, you got construction going on, for God's sake. I'm your local street pharmacist magician. I also paint houses, if you know what I mean. Nice. Paint them with blood. It's a whole line of low lead pastries. Wow. There's one across the sound in CT. Well, so you have to take a ferry over. So what? See, you moved to a place, Tom. You shouldn't have. Just saying. I'm just saying. It's all of y'all who move to places that don't have the things that you need around you. No Harbor Freights, no model shops. You're all a bunch of losers. You chose poorly. What state is this channel in? Usually a very confused one. It goes between confused and disastrous. But if you're talking about state as in state of United States, it's all over the map. Give me a job with 6 figures, I'll move there. I'm not going to give you a job with 6 figures, but I'm sure you could find one. That's when you're moving to Michigan. No good ice cream places. That's right. This is another reason why I love being right here. State of mind. The real pastries come from Brooklyn and Queens. Generally, yes, but I would argue that there might be some in the North End here in Boston that'll probably give them a good run for their money, if not beat them. I think the state is called pre-caffeinated to caffeinated. I've got 4 WWE figures. If we get 2 more, he'll move. Nice. Okay. Let's see what happens when we do this. Yeah, look at that. Literally, hand in glove. Now let's see what happens when we get the weapon in place. Man, the conversations are going fast and furious. I'm loving it. Okay. This is where things get a little tight. Yeah, still pretty tight. Let's see if I can slam it in. Yeah. I think we're going to have to, at this point, I think I'm going to have to make modifications to how the hand is actually gripping the rifle. Because I don't want to go any more than this. This is, real quickly, that's where we are right now. If I take the rifle out, there's a good pastry place in Boston, more than one. Modern Pastry, 1 mile from me. Are they that close to you? Pre-caffeinated to caffeinated. Exactly. There's a lot of good places all over the place except pizza and bagels. That's a New York City thing. Yeah, if you think so, I'll challenge you. Go to Santarpio's. There's a place in the North End, it's on the corner. Know the name? It is incredible. There's a bunch of them. I think Modern is one of them. The one that's really well known is Mike's Pastries. Place in the North End. Everywhere else is just dough with cheese sauce or bricks. They have 2 locations. Yeah, the original one is in the North End, if memory serves. La Florentine, Springfield, Mass. All right, real quickly before we get totally caught in. So if we take a look at that right there, that's actually doing exactly what I want it to do. Okay, just like that. The issue is once you get the rifle in place, I got to get it's. I mean, I guess I could do that, but it's still bucking it a little bit. I think we're gonna have to go in and hollow that out a little bit. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Get at it here with no good pizza or bagels in Mass. Oh, I agree. They're sadly mistaken because they're so what's the word I'm looking for? Limited in their expanse of understanding of good locations, because everything centers around particularly New York City. Well, I think we're starting open warfare. Frank Pepe is gold. The original Frank Pepe is gold. You can't enter New Haven after that statement. Exactly. Give me a good slice. We talk. Come on up. Tom, next time you come up, we'll go down to New Haven. That is actually some of the best Italian food you're going to find. I miss my grandma's pizza. Was she Italian? Good pizzas everywhere these days. I can name several in Mass that are the bomb. And there's so much of variety in what pizza is. I'll take it personally. It's the lack of ice cream talking. There's good pizza almost everywhere. Area 4 in Cambridge, for example. Guess I'll shave and shower and wake myself up, and then come on up here and we'll try out some Italian places, Richie. There's so many chemicals in maple syrup. There aren't. Real maple syrup has no chemicals. My wife is a New York Jew and has given me the kids down a few places near us that the bagels are just as good as New York. Yeah, nice. You have to share some of those with me sometimes, Mason. Maybe we'll have to pick up some of those bagels. I love a good Jewish bagel. Kupel's Bagels in Brookline was like a go-to when my wife and I were first married and living in Boston. He's a big Sbarro guy. Not. No, she's Italian, but she loves pizza. When she first tried it, she made her own. I always look forward to hers. Oh, that's pretty sweet. You had me at Brookline. Oh, yeah. Like I said, Kupel's was like, I haven't been there in like 10 years. And before that was, I think, like 15. Technically, everything is technical. Well, yes, if we want to get technical. But let's not get technical. Yeah, when I make it to PackCon this year. Richie, you will make it to PackCon this year. There's desire. And where there's desire, there's momentum. Okay. Let's bore in. No, let's first measure. Conversations is righteous this morning, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who's chiming in this morning. They make a lot of good restaurants. Yep. Yeah, I want to make it back on this year. Words aren't chemicals. Love Brookline. Stayed there for like 2 months. Yeah. Brookline's great. Yeah, 2.5. They already booked a food truck. It's safe this year. Exactly. They're in Coolidge Corner area, right? I was there. Yeah. They're actually, yes, near Coolidge Corner. Probably about a mile closer, more closer to the to Com Ave than to Brookline Ave. Richie, it's not a far. Just saying. Richie, do you have a car? I think that might be part of it. Let's say it's a beautiful morning. It is a beautiful morning in the hood. These are the kind of conversations we need. These are the conversations that show that there's hope for us as people, you know, because we're coming from a variety of different places in the world, right? Different views, different values, different ethnicities, different preferences. And these are the conversations that we should be having. And when you have conversations like this, it's fucking amazing how suddenly the world just looks brighter. It's crazy. Right at 5:30 a.m. PackCon is my other overnight con. Nice. I can't wait to have you come up, Dwayne. That's great. I'm really excited. Can you carpool with Tom? I think so. How did you know I was in the hood? Yes. Those Bagels in Newton is the best around here. Rosenfeld's in Newton. Meaning near you or in the greater Boston area? Got to stay figuring out logistics. Yeah. The good thing is there's plenty of places to stay in the area, Dwayne. And again, obviously there's costs involved in that. But anyone been to Bagel Source in Cambridge? There's a line around the block every day until they sell out about 10 a.m. Really? You guys can pick me up. There we go. Richie just needs a ride. Perfect. My guys can pick me up. My guys, somebody just pick him up. Oh, you better get the PackCon. Hey, Robert, good morning, my friend. How are you? No one wants to ride with me. I want to ride with you. Why wouldn't I want to ride with you? Okay, I think we're going to have to get the mule handle out. Wow. Mason's all threatening like. Y'all better get up here. Pick me up, Tom. I'll ride with you. There you go. Sleepy. Damned allergies kept me making it hard to breathe last night. Oh, that bad, huh, Robert? Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. Well, I hope that it starts to mellow out for you in a little bit. Okay, I went through. Should I make the 32-hour drive to grab Nick? I think that'd be perfect. Look at that, Nick. He just volunteered. My guys from PNY. Those guys better come up too. But I woke up with ideas. Oh, I love waking up when you got ideas for model work and stuff like that. That's awesome, Robert. Let's see. We need Tom, Richie, and Clint in a carpool. We do. And then throw in Tony and the rest of the guys in that mix. Pizza and bagels, my two favorite food groups, pizza and bagels. That's awesome. Okay, last year and crazy to mine. Yep, he did. Yeah, that's Tony. All right, I got a little bit more bend in here. Let's see if this works. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm going to probably end up gluing all of this together. That's what I'm going for. The stock is not butting up against the elbow, and I'm okay with that, but that is what I'm going for. Which means I will probably end up gluing the wrist in place now and then dropping the rifle in afterward when it's painted and then securing it that way. Let's see. I'm not sure. You best bring Mavis. Absolutely. He's not allowed without Mavis with the entire family. Get a chance to check out that Chinese kit I sent you the link to. I did not. Unfortunately, yesterday was a day that escaped me, but I will have a little bit of time to this morning before we take off for breakfast. We're going to see if it seals the deal. Ooh, really? Seals what deal? Like Tom driving down to pick you up? Maybe we can rent a short bus and pick everyone up. That'd be good. Just a few extra hours out of the way. Only a few. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. All right, I'm just making sure I catch everybody's comments. Yes, I made homemade bagels once. They were awesome, but a lot of work. Yeah, really. I'm going to rent a bus with everyone from BMY. I blog everything. They great. No biggie. Nah, it's a biggie. I'm not a big fan of doing that, but yeah, it's my nature. I don't hide from who I am. I'm slow in responding. Slow in looking at things and slow in responding. I apologize, Robert, but I will get to it today. Sweet Pickles Bus. What size hockey helmet do you wear? Right. All right, let's get this wrist glued into place. I have to tell you, notice how excited I am here? This is exciting. This is exciting. Let's get all of this area here softened up. And slam it in place. Yeah. Guys, give me a second. I'll be right there. It's a bit of a gap because of the way this was redone. Group seems fitting for a short bus. Yep. We'll call you Cooper. Never go full bus. Had a friend who called them Cooper heads. If we need Bessie seats, I can probably make arrangements. You guys and your odd duck conversations. You know, we were talking the PGU yesterday. I think I'd rather see a PG Zaku than a PGU Sazabi. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Okay. Let's slam this a little bit more. And then we're going to do a little show here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Done. So the arm is going to be kind of like in that position right there. I want that PG new. They need more PG Xeon suits. Yeah, I'd love a PG Zaku. Homemade bagels, bread is a lot of work, especially if you are hand kneading. Yeah, but like, isn't it worth it? My wife used to do. She used to make a sourdough bread for years, and loved it every moment of it. That was fabulous stuff. All right, let's drop the weapon in. Yeah, nailed it. There we go. Sorry, I'm patting myself. Nope, hold a second. Patting myself on the back. That's the look I was going for. That's spot on where I want it. Just like that. Just like that. Unfortunately, a lot of Xeon suits are way bigger than Gundam. Not all. Not a Zaku. Get a little hidden bits, third-party lights, missing home payment to afford it. The whole deal. Exactly. You want one PG new? Okay, people, it's time to go feed the boy and cat. In what order? Mason, have a good one, brother. Thanks for popping in this morning. Say hi to your family for me, and I'm hoping we'll get a chance to catch up in Poison soon. PGU. Oh, my God. The Hygog? Yes. The Zugok Yi and the Hygog? Absolutely. Two of my all-time favorite suits. That is not only on the walls, now on his back, too. Yep. See you, Masons. Zaku Goof aren't, but they all look the same. All look the same. PGU Mark II would be making. You know what? A 1/60th scale is good enough. I'll take care of the rest in terms of I don't need it to be PGU with all the photo etch stuff. Any of that stuff I can take care of if necessary. Let's make dinner plans, George. Sounds like a plan, Mason. Hey, Mason. Amazing. Okay. Very happy with that. Pop this out. Let's take a look at this wrist real quickly just to make sure. Yeah, it's opening up a little bit, so I'm going to push it back in. There we go. That's it. Leave all that right there. And now, how much time I got? About a half an hour. Let's put the tools away, and then we're going to get to cleaning up the other side. I really wanted to add more photo etch to my models. Just go out and buy a bunch of it. It's basically what I do. I've got sheets and sheets of circles and other little doodad bits, and every now and then I'll pick up some more. Also, having recently acquired the Kirk collection, I got stuff like cockpit stuff, everything like that. You know, the ammo belts and everything. It's awesome. You can do so much with stuff like that. Honestly, a PG is just fine. PGU is still making it fancier, but not necessarily. Yeah, I agree. In fact, wouldn't that be nice? That's what a lot of other manufacturers do. Here's the kit, and here's a special edition version, which includes more PE or resin 3D printed parts or whatever. And in fact, if Bandai were smart, that's exactly what they would end up doing. Standard release, PGU release. It's up to 15%. Nice. Do they have anything I'd be interested in, Ray? What's your take on photo etch? Leave them bare metal or paint them? Oh, it depends. Generally, I paint them, but it can go either way. I'm looking more for the detail that it adds rather than the metal finish. Generally speaking, I'm not a big fan of just raw metal finishes. They never look right. Like a stainless steel finish never looks in scale to me. Let's see. Honestly, it's fine. What's your take on photo etch? She's got that. Hog Heaven. PG Psycho Gundam. Yeah, no. All right. Let's get some cleanup going here. Oops. Put the saws away. Very happy with that wrist. You don't like the Cybertruck? I don't like the Cybertruck? Generally, no. I can see leaving specific details pure metal, like as an accent. It's possible. No, I don't think the Cybertruck looks all that great. They have a lot of plastic models, not a ton of Gundam, but they do carry train stuff and other scenery bits. Yeah, well, if they got like a lot of the Woodland Scenic stuff, that might not be too bad. Right now, I don't need to really invest in a lot of that stuff, so I'm in a good place. I've got a lot of that stuff that I need for the moment. Anything beyond that, I'll pick up as time comes on. It's bare stainless steel. How about it? It's painted. Yeah, don't care either way. Cybertruck comment is regarding bare metal finishes. I think it is. If you take a look at that versus the stainless steel on photo etch, I don't think they look the same. The photo etch always looks shinier, and I don't think that looks in scale. In fact, it's interesting if you take a look at a lot of metal finishes, it's more graphite colored. It's one of the things that I keep hearing from a lot of these different models, and just using like a pencil just to touch up some areas is better than like a fully finished like stainless steel. But YMMV. Okay. Let's get all that cleaned off. Yeah, I get what you mean on the metal finish. Waiting until the discount increases, even if it means less selection. Yeah, I got to tell you, I there's something, Ray, and please understand, this isn't a criticism towards you. I also have a very hard time in going to a shop just to clean them out. Now, I've done it, but it's like unless I really need something, like when I did spare time, there were very few things I picked up for myself. A lot of it was actually purchased for the club. I don't know. I just kind of struggle with the fact of, I know that they're clearing it out because they're closing and everything like that, but it just always feels weird doing that. Let's see, which means, so if you brush the photo, it would be, if you photo etch, brush the photo. I'm not sure if I understand. If you brush it, you have to do something with its finish. Cybertruck has brushed finish and it's just unfinished. That would make sense. So I would say that the answer is possibly. Metal and scale is always an interesting thing. If you see a lot of the modelers that are out, at least from the YouTube videos that I catch, very few of them paint in raw metal finishes. Like if you're doing like a tank or a plane or anything like that. And I'm not saying like a modern jet. That's a kind of a different thing. That one guy just decided to polish his Cybertruck, has issues. Good for him. Just buying one reveals you have issues. Peter? Yes. Okay, I'm going to run. Enjoying the last few minutes of science before the kids get up. Dwayne, don't blame you, brother. Thanks for popping in. Very much appreciate having you on. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday, my friend. If people think Cybertrucks are issues, they forget that airplanes have autopilot. Well, I just have a problem with the Cybertruck as a concept because of the company. Okay, show of hands. How many people here think that in 5 years Tesla will still be around? There's a few more expensive kits that aren't in my budget. Otherwise, I'll deal with the moral dilemma later. Nice. On the HG Shenlong, I made it. Brushing the photo etch with a metal primer and painting them all gunmetal. Yep, there you go. Masking off the part. Yeah. See, like painting them like a gunmetal. Yeah, I can understand that. The things that I've done with photo etch in the past usually have been painted to some finish. Gonna run, enjoy the weekend. Peter, you too, brother. Thanks for being on this morning. Always appreciate seeing you here. Hey, Edwin. Good evening, my friend. I glued them on after painting. After painting. Interesting. That's very risky. What's wrong with autopilot on planes? Depends on if Musk is the CEO or not. If he is, nope. I don't think they're going to make it. I think the brand is I don't see him making it. Him there or not. But it's interesting to see how many hands can come up. Edwin! It will be here as long as my rash. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Joe. At some point, a brand just goes way too underwater to survive. And especially when you got competition out there. But we'll see. I mean, Edwin, he can answer. Edwin didn't get a Tesla. He got himself one of these Chinese manufacturers. I forget, BYK. Is that what it's called? BYM? All right. Probably could get some water for this, but I'm being lazy right now. BYD. Thank you, Edwin. The issue with China brands is knockoffs. I don't think that matters. They can have knockoffs if they want. As long as they pass, whatever rules and regulations we have here in the country, they will be done. Rivian is taking off. I'm sure Rivian is having like a field day with all the stuff that's been going on with Tesla. They're like, we couldn't have asked for a better climate. Thank you. The reason I glued the photo etch detail on after painting was because I sometimes find using primer and paint can flood the tiny details. So I use metal primer, paint wash, and then apply. Interesting. I've never had an issue with it. But again, what do you use? Oh, you're using Vallejo primers, correct? A water-based primer? Well, Swarovski's Crystal Bayer, and they all lasted out. Yeah, exactly. Bayer. Wow, there's a name. It is a reliable company, but the knockoffs that's certified keep blowing up. Okay. Well, those knockoffs are not being sold here in the United States. And unfortunately, I hate to put it this way, but I'm talking a little bit more regionally here. A car that's going to be sold here in the United States has to meet certain criteria. Otherwise, it doesn't get sold. But we will see Chinese manufacturers of cars coming into the United States. Stynylrez primer. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. You thin it pretty significantly when you apply it, because Stynylrez, from what I hear, is actually really, really good for something like that. Normally, you don't lose detail. Okay, we are almost there. Probably thicker than, say, Mr. Surfacer. Yeah, you can thin Mr. Surfacer pretty significantly, particularly if you do like Mr. Finishing Surfacer 1500. Yeah, that stuff there. Whew. No filler whatsoever. It's you get whatever's on that plastic. Batteries are sold in the States. Okay, well, take it to the CFPB. Oh, that organization's been taken care of, like removed. I love it. But my paints are almost all water-based. Yeah. Yep. Interesting. Not sold here yet. I'll not buy a Mangala tractor. I will not buy a Mangala tractor. Hold it a second. Ken, I just got to ask. What is a Mangala tractor? I understand the reference. What are you referring that to? I was saying it before because Badger said not to. I have since learned not to listen to them. Yeah. The word is no. I am therefore going anyway. One of the few really good things from Star Trek 3. Nitrix from Japan are allowed in Michigan. Nice. I believe it was originally made for 3D printed applications, so it's intentionally thick to fill layer lines. Joseph Mengele came from a family that owned a farm manufacturing company. Okay. So I'm still not, Ken, I understand, again, I know who Mengele is. I guess the question is, maybe I missed something here. What's the reference? I will not buy a Mengele tractor. Who makes one of those? Ken says that, but his car keeps stalling. Oh, Ray. I just picked up the Vallejo spray primers, testing it now. So far, I'm impressed. It's like comes with 2 different spray schnozzles. Really? Mike, how do they spray? I've heard good things about those. How do they spray versus like the Tamiya? I got to go for now. See you tomorrow. Alrighty, Edwin. Have a lovely evening, my friend. Thank you for popping in, even if it's only briefly. The Chinese farming equipment being way cheaper than the restricted repair maintenance plans. Isn't Tesla the only electric car that keeps blowing up in the States? I have no idea. With the fine spray nozzle, it's very similar to Tamiya Fine. Really? That's not bad. My understanding is also, Mike, and you know a little bit better about this, isn't the Vallejo like fairly well priced? Pretty good sized bottle versus like what GW or even Tamiya has to offer? That's good. Hopefully the properties allow it to actually stick. It's the one problem I've always had with their primers. It's just I've never felt that they were really all that good. But if they're in an aerosol can, now don't get me wrong, I don't generally do aerosols if I can avoid it. Okay. Who likes to peel off plastic. Even the stuff that comes in the can. See, this is why I don't use Vallejo in general. I mean, Vallejo primers and that kind of thing. I just don't think that they're rugged enough. But I have heard good things about them. But I've got no real world experience. It's way better for statues and miniatures than moving parts. Yeah. Can't go left in general. Pinochet's Cadillac camper van. Beethoven. Nice. Never used the rattle can Vallejo. I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah. The stuff in the bottle I don't recommend. But stuff in the can maybe. But Stynylrez, again, always hear good things about Stynylrez. Always, always, always. Okay. We're almost there. I bought it in 400. It's $14.99. Army Painter is $17.99, and Warhammer is like $20 depending on color. That's ridiculous. And they're all the same size, Mike? Wow. My biggest issue with Stynylrez is the primer likes to clump in the bottle. Yeah. That's the issue with any water-based paints. Later today, I'll be working with a spray on car body and on Friday. Nice. So we'll know. Mike, keep us posted. I'd like to know what your end results are, particularly how well that primer works and sticks. So you pause the Gendro. Is it sitting in a pile of scrap? No, just paused it. I'll maybe get back to it next Sunday. I got to see. There are parts on it that just weren't coming together, and I was struggling with it. And it's like, I just don't care right now. I need to step away, especially when I've got a project that I'm much happier working on. This project here, I'm loving, absolutely loving. I will I've said it quite often recently. I prefer working on older Gundam models because I think there's things that I can do with them. And I also like their aesthetics. That's not to say I don't like I don't like modern models. Not at all. But I think in general, when it comes to doing stuff like this is fun. This is fun. Same size. Really? Did you paint your SD Valkyrie yet? I have not. Nope. Unfortunately, my priority right now, I shouldn't say unfortunately, my priority right now is to get the bat plane done. Had a reprieve because I didn't go to our Patriot meeting this month. I'm getting it done this week. I got to get that done. Once the bat plane is done, the background for the bat plane is done, then I'll be able to move on to the Valkyrie. I got to get Misa Hayase done as well. She's probably going to be next, and then after that will be the painting the SD figure. And then I got to start on my theme build for Patriot. I have an idea of what I want to do. You should put all your waiting to paint kits together into a diorama called projects to finalize, or just kind of push them underneath this desk, which is what I'm doing right now. I was clumping with a lot of the acrylic primers. They don't like sitting they definitely don't like cold temperatures. I always pour mine through a mesh filter. Yeah, but even then, how much stuff are you losing when you do that? 10%. I could do that. That would actually be, a lot of the IPMS shows have sort of like, what do they call them? Oh God, groupings, like it's kind of project that like you have multiple models, not necessarily like a diorama, but just like a set of models, like 3, 4, 5, whatever, in a group. Like you might do like all these variety of biplane, or you might do like playing a car, something like that, and just do it as a group. Others may offer you something that would make great Art Deco piece. I doubt that. But doing something like that could be fun. Collection category. Thank you. Collections. Yeah, see, something as simple as that, I completely spaced out on. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, collections. Collection would be kind of cool. This is my shelf queens. May end up doing that. I'm going to be bailing here at 8 o'clock since we're going to be getting ready as a family to go get breakfast and get ready to head on down to Deep, Connecticut. Anyone has ever done something like that? Shelf, not that I've seen, but it's possible. Could be kind of fun. Okay. There we go. All filled in. Now, the only thing I can't tell. Yeah, it looks pretty smooth. We'll figure it out. It might require some surfacer afterward. I'm not sure yet. We shall see. We shall see. I'm going to scrape away some of the excess that's sitting right on top here. Stuff should have no impact whatsoever on any of this. So there we go. Here we are. All right. We'll leave it all like that. And now what we're going to do is gap fill that area right up top there. First thing I'm going to do is flatten that surface, and then we're going to fill it with putty as well. Where are you going? We're going to a little breakfast joint down the street called Lou Rocks. It wants to present a completed work, but what if someone presents multiple incomplete works? Well, that would be kind of foolish. You know, if you're going to present something, you want it to be fully done. Or, yeah, I'm trying to think of how you would actually present something that's incomplete. Because part of the thing about, you know, a competition is that it has to be done. That isn't foolish. That is art. Well, if you want to sell it that way, sure. But if you're competing, maybe not so much. There we go. Almost there. That is art. I think I have a good idea of it. If it makes headlines and I get millions for it, I'll treat you to a vegan burger. Right. If it makes millions, I get a burger out of it? Yeah, okay, no. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Okay. Definitely have some gap filling in there. That might require a little bit of resculpting afterward. We'll see. Okay, let's do this. Let's see. I just learned Mr. Hobby has an aqueous primer. They do. Check which one you're looking at. I need to try that. Find 2 burgers. You're funny, Tom. So these aqueous colors are not water-based. These are, if memory serves, they are very much like the Tamiya colors, and maybe somebody else can chime in on that. At least get him some chicken fingers. If you want to be mean, only get him middle fingers. Nice. Though they do make, they're actually, my understanding is discontinuing the aqueous line, and it is being replaced with fillable with water, but they're like Tamiya acrylics. Yeah, you can thin them with Tamiya X20A. Correct. Does that work for you, Robert? Because I know you have particular concerns. They do make a paint that is water-based. I use Tamiya acrylic a lot. Oh, well, there you go. If you're using Tamiya acrylics, then perfect. Yeah, they're accretion paint line. Yeah, it's water-based. There we go. Accretion. I never remember the name of that line. There you go. Okay. So synthetic acrylic. It's one of those hybrid acrylics. Aqueous is hybrid. It's like Tamiya. Tamiya is not a water-based or alcohol. It's some pseudo chemically based thing. Well, as an acrylic enamels are a thing, and it's a whole new chemistry. Yeah, exactly. I heard something wild about accretion paint line not acting like most water-based paints. Oh, really? Oh, that's great. Okay, lovely. You know, this is why, like when it comes to water-based stuff, you know, like if I'm hand brushing something or what have you, just give me Vallejo, give me AK, and I'm a happy person. So, my opinion, it's all you need. Airbrushing, that's a different game. Come on. Up a little bit. I can raise this a bit here. Sorry, guys. Let me take a quick peek here. Other Space Ones, have a great one. Joe, you too, brother. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I hope you feel better soon, man. Hope that that poison sumac starts to subside a little bit more every day. Okay, now we're gonna hammer this interior right here. Can't see shit. Sorry, guys. They can clog easily. That the accretion clogs easily. Interesting. That's a bummer. And again, I'm assuming by it can clog easily, you're talking about Vallejo, or what are you talking about? If you're talking about accretion, I'm sorry to hear that. That's too bad, because it would be nice to find something that like a good water-based acrylic that actually sprays pretty nicely. I mean, look, anything can spray well. You just have to know the chemistry behind it. Oops. Get that off of there. Come on. Come on. Accretion, yeah. It's a bummer. But can it yodel? I guess if you ask it nicely. Yeah, we're gonna have to be doing some reshaping here later. That's okay. Before I jump off, I got a question for Ken quickly. Ken, do you have any garden work you're doing today? And there we go. Okay. Tomorrow morning, we'll be sanding all this stuff down. Probably not much. Maybe some cleaning. Yeah, nice. Like yard cleaning? Yeah. Ew. The herbs are exploding. What about the Larrys? Okay, put that there. Yard cleanup does a body good. It does. So if anybody wants to have their body kind of done good, come on up here. There's my yard. You can do it. Yeah, garden upkeep, nice. Yeah. My hope is next year to actually have a place where I can plant stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be gutting part of my deck in order to do that, but want to make sure it makes sense for the fam. Criterion for a movie to watch. Looking at Criterion, so many good movies on Criterion. So many good ones. Okay. My friends, we are done for the day. Alas and alack. Parting is such sweet sorrow. Ken, I am curious to know what you land on to watch. Later, fellas. Later, Nick. Have a good one, brother. Alrighty, everybody. Stay safe and stay sane. Thank you so much for being on. Good morning conversations, but you know, it's when these banters just kind of like happen. You know, it's a wonderful thing. Talk about just keeping this whole thing entertaining. It's great. Then, my friends, have a great day. You too, Ken. Thank you so much. Bye. Catch you later, everyone. Seb, have a good one. Tom, later. Guys, do good. Go out there and do something to help out as much as possible. It is absolutely insane what's going on in the world today. It's up to us to continue this kind of like pleasant conversation that we have out in the real world. Doing good by others, showing kindness, showing love, showing respect. Have a great day. Robert, you too. That's what's going to make things better. You know, the expectation that others are going to do good and we're going to kind of like benefit from that. No, it's up to us to make these changes. So go out there, do good, shine some good light on somebody. And with that, I'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. Enjoy. Peace.